I have Joseph Coss here with us. He is currently the PSM for the Fairfax, Virginia office in the Virginia division in the Eastern region. Last summer, Joseph ran an incredible branch office, had a sales finish right around $222,000. And I know he's particularly passionate about this opportunity for young people. So I think you're a perfect person to interview. I'm really excited to hear some of your insights about when you were a branch. So for starters, why did you choose to become a branch in the first place?
So I started with Coss. I just wrapped up my freshman year of college. I was wrestling. I was a business management major. I didn't know what I wanted to do long term, but I knew I wanted to, work for myself. I knew I wanted to be in business and in finance. I wanted to make a lot of money. I wanted to be successful. I wanted to be a leader. So, I stumbled upon the opportunity for Cutco, and I saw my first summer, and the whole summer they were just talking about the branch opportunity. I mean, every conference I'm at, they're like, you got a branch, And you're like, okay, well, what is it? And, I'm getting through the summer and, I'm learning more about it. And I'm just like, holy crap, like I can run my own show. You're telling me I can like be the CEO. I can have my own office key. I pay the bills. No one tells me what to do. I can do whatever I want. Sign me up. You guys give me $8,500 or whatever it was, like to do this, like, and I get the profit. Why would I say no to that if I got the opportunity? So I guess initially when I started and the reason I wanted to branch just because it sounded awesome, sounded cool. I was, wanted to be the boss. I wanted to be the owner. I wanted to be the CEO. And I got to do it in an incredible company with systems and programs to be successful, to learn from that, and partly why, I when it got closer to crunch time, I started realizing, how the skill set that I was going to develop during branch and the person that I needed to become in order to be a top branch or in order to be, successful. It was a tremendous skill set that I needed. And I knew that there was nowhere that I can go outside of Cutco at my age, 18, 19, 20 years old, to get the skill set to be successful long-term, like the opportunity that branch provided for me. It was definitely it was an incredible journey. It never ends, which is really cool. There's always a room for growth. The biggest room in the world is room for improvement. The biggest reason to bring a full circle why I went branch is I want to be very successful one day. I want to be my own boss. I want to be the CEO of my own companies. I want to be a serial entrepreneur. And I knew there's just nowhere I could go that was going to give me the opportunity, the skill set, the people, the networking, the management skills, to the sales skills to run my own company as a badass one day than branch. So that's definitely why I went branch.
That's a great answer. And I love how you related it to your future self and the lessons that you can learn now to give you a leg up down the road. So if you can remember back to last summer, what were your top 3 moments of the summer?
So many top moments. I mean, it went by so fast. Whoever was watching this video, I don't know if it's gonna be for the branches that people have already branched, people are going to branch, but I mean, I blinked and the summer was over. I was so pissed. I was like, I want to hit rewind. I want to do this again. But I guess my top 3 moments, number 1 moment was my first training. It was just, there's nothing like your first training. I was nervous. It was fun. I messed up a lot, but that was definitely a top moment. Just, I ran training before, but it was the first time that it was mine. Like I, recruited these kids, I interviewed them, I set them, like it was me. And it was, they were working from my office. So that was definitely number 1. Number 2 top moment was definitely the first time I had a rep sell a homemaker. It was so cool. It's so cool, like selling your own homemaker. Who's ever watching this? I'm assuming everyone's watching this sold a homemaker +8. But it's so much cooler teaching somebody how to sell a homemaker +8, or teaching somebody how to sell Cutco, or teaching somebody how to sell whatever it is. Like, it's so much cooler seeing other people's reaction, how excited they are, than doing it yourself. And then my number 3 moment was when my favorite moment that I'll remember for a long time is when we won SC2. We did 99,000, I think, and for SC2 push, 98,000 or so. And it came down to, it was the push countdown, and it was me and my arch nemesis, Caitlin Hensley. She ran a branch in Georgia. She's a badass. And it was down to us, and it was a countdown. And I remember I beat her by 400 CPO. And like the whole room just went crazy. I'm fired up, my team screaming, my division screaming. And, and that was probably one of my favorite moments because it was so close. One of my kids, all my kids were phone jamming in the car on the way to the conference, writing up orders. I had a kid selling Ultimate like an hour before that to put us over. And it was just an incredible moment knowing that every little sale counted, every detail counted, all the work was worth, winning number one. So that was my top 3 moments for sure.
That last moment, I can only imagine that feeling and that, the sound of the crowd when you're up there.
Yeah, like my legs were shaking. I was like, holy shit, I won. I didn't know.
That's cool.
But it was awesome.
That's cool. So then what have you enjoyed the most about being a branch manager? Obviously, I know now you're not in that role, but even just a manager in general as a young person, what have you enjoyed the most?
About being a branch?
Yeah, or even about being a PSM, because it's almost the same thing. You're still running the show.
Yeah, it's so, I love being a PSM, don't get me wrong, but there's just nothing like being a branch. There's nothing like being the DM, being the owner. I'm very grateful for what I get to do now, but as cheesy as it sounds and cliche, and I've said this multiple times, like my favorite part of being a branch is just that it's mine. It has my name on the report. It's up to me. It's my results, my effort. Nothing beats walking into your office knowing that you pay for it, knowing that, you can do whatever the hell you want, knowing that you really get to impact people in a dramatic way, and it's all because of you. So we have an amazing product, an amazing program in place to teach, young people how to develop personal, professional skills. So, just nothing beats being able to do that while being the boss. It's cool doing it as a PSM, but nothing's better than, being the owner, being the man, walking into an interview, saying, hey, what's your name? Oh, cool. Hey, my name's Mr. Coss. I'm the owner. Nothing beats that. So definitely the autonomy that goes along with being a branch is my favorite, absolutely my favorite part about it.
That's great. I love to hear that answer. It's not an answer that I hear often, but it's a very true answer. And it is a really cool experience to be 19, 20 years old and to have your own place.
What's the most common answer you get on that?
I think it's like the impact on people.
Okay.
But obviously hearing different answers is really important. So I really appreciate taking time out of your morning. I know you're in training right now, so I want to let you get back to that, but I really appreciate your answers. I appreciate your time. And I love to hear that, you're just consistently growing on a daily basis, and I'm looking forward to seeing what your path is with Vector. So thank you so much, Lisa.
When do you come